Oh, you putting them on?
Hey everyone, good evening. Welcome to our last Campus Services Connection series. My name is Catherine Ellsworth, and tonight I'm being joined by
Chris Bruno.
And we promise that we have explanations for our outfits. And so we are going to be talking about Move-In today. So we're really, really excited about Move-In. And if you've been seeing our communications, our website, our campaign, you know that we've got a theme for this year. We're labeling just the beginning, and we're kind of going with like a summer camp, retro, kind of 70s feel.
Vibe.
So we really wanted to dress the part. These are, some of our staff shirts have already come in, and so we've got some really exciting things coming up this year for Move-In. And I think we just wanted to bring the spirit of Move-In a little bit earlier.
You know, when you show up in August for Move-In, we're going to be in shorts and t-shirts because it's going to be super hot. We have these fanny packs, we have the sunglasses, we have some other swag that you might get at Move-In or at KSU in general in the fall. So we just wanted to tease it a little bit and get everybody excited for Move-In.
Yeah, so during this event, what we're going to be doing is covering really every single piece of information that you need to know to make Move-In a great experience for you, for your family. We're also going to have some exciting giveaways.
Giveaways?
Perhaps.
Tonight?
Yes, tonight.
Oh.
So you need to stay tuned during this event for a secret word that I will be sharing later so that you can win some awesome prizes. But like I said, we're going to go into a lot of information that is going to make your Move-In day really, really successful. All of the information that we're going to cover is going to be posted on our website as well. And so if you forget everything that we said today, don't worry, we've got you covered, and we're going to talk about those resources a little further ahead. But let's kick it off with Move-In dates, right? So most of you probably already know, but Move-In this year is going to be August 12th through the 14th. That's going to be on the Kennesaw campus, and then August 13 and 14 on the Marietta campus. We're going to be running basically all day, starting at 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Kennesaw campus and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on the Marietta campus. But something that we definitely want to kick off with is Move-In arrival times, right? So
yes.
Gotten a lot of questions about that. What does that mean? Students have already started selecting them. Tell us a little bit more about Move-In arrival times.
Sure. If you think about Move-In as a collective experience, a collective event, we have about 4,500 students moving onto campus during the course of Move-In weekend, which is a lot of people to manage, a lot of families to manage, and so we use Move-In arrival times is what we call it. Now, you're going to hear us talk about time tickets, which should be nothing new.
Right.
We did that for roommate selection and room selection. Each of you who has an on-campus housing reservation was issued a time ticket to go pick your Move-In arrival time. So we broke it up, 9 to 6, 9 to 4, depending on which campus you're on, these little 30-minute blocks of time where you can actually go into the housing portal. In the gold menu bar, you want to click on Schedule My Arrival, and then you'll be able to see which appointment times are still available if you haven't done that. I ran a report this morning. We're only missing a handful of students who haven't picked their time, so most of you have already done it. Excellent work.
Good job.
Yeah. We are asking students to bring 2 to 3 guests maximum because, again, we've got 4,500 students moving in. If each of those brings 3 people, that's a whole lot of people.
It's too much. And really the reason we do that is because our hallways can just get a little cramped sometimes. And if you're pushing your mini fridge and you're pushing your moving bin through those hallways and you've got a group of 10 people with you, it's just going to slow your process down. And so it's really more for the logistical portion of that we kindly ask that you bring 2 to 3 people with you.
Please. Yeah. And one common question we get on social media and otherwise is, okay, so I picked my 30-minute window of time. That's how long I have to move in? No.
Yeah, no.
You can take as long as you want on move-in day. We just ask that you arrive in that 30-minute window of time that you selected in the housing portal. After that, you can take all day to unpack, unload your car, do whatever you need to do. We get questions about how do I change or cancel my move-in time that you've selected. Very easy. In the housing portal, again, that gold menu bar, Schedule My Arrival. It will show you which time slot you've picked. That's a word. And next to that, you can click cancel, and that will cancel your original move-in arrival time, and you can pick a new one from whatever is available. We are starting to get questions of, I can only move in on Saturday between 1 and 1:30. There's no time slots available. Can you accommodate me? Unfortunately not. So the appointment times that are available, that's all that we have. If you don't see a particular time in the housing portal, it's because they've all been selected. We've carefully crafted how many people we feel like we can manage safely and have a great experience for everybody, so there's no accommodations that we can make based on what you can see in the housing portal.
Yeah. And so the picking your move-in arrival time is really the first thing on your pre-arrival checklist, which is what we're going to talk about now. And if you've already been to orientation, you've seen my face already, right? And you've heard me say this many times, right? But this is so important and really crucial for our students to complete this pre-arrival checklist before you move in, because without doing these steps, your move-in is just going to be delayed. And so it's really important that you complete these steps. And first and foremost, obviously, is picking that move-in arrival time. But then it is submitting a photo for your talent card. So your talent card is your KSU student ID, and it is literally the key to your bedroom. So without your talent card, you cannot get into your unit at all. All of our doors have these very cool, safe,
state-of-the-art
locks, and so you do not need a hard key to open the door to your unit. You will just present your talent card, and for most units, you will also need to enter in a security pin. And so it's really important that you submit a photo for your talent card. Why is that? One, if you can pick it up before move-in, awesome. That would be amazing. It will make your check-in process go by very quickly. But two, if you can't come pick it up before move-in, you will be able to pick up your photo during the check-in process, which we will talk about a little bit later in more detail. But you'll be able to pick up that talent card during the check-in process. If your photo is not submitted and approved before move-in, we won't have a talent card ready for you, which means that you will have to leave the check-in process, go get a talent card, come back, get back in line, and it just delays the entire day for you and also for our staff who are busy making sure that everyone is going through that process as quickly and smoothly as possible. And so I'm gonna say again and again and again, submit a photo for your talent card. If you haven't done it, do it tonight. Get your mom, your dad, your friend, your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend to take a picture of you in front of a blank wall, smile, and that's really it. We've got do's and don'ts, and so make sure that you complete this by July 31st. That is coming up very soon.
Very quick.
But we really want you to submit it by July 31st because it will just allow us to have everything ready and prepped by move-in. And so I talked a lot about that because it's really, really important. So submit a photo for your talent card. The second thing is setting up your 6-digit access pin for your door. You'll do this through the Door Access website. And again, that 6-digit pin is just for you. You do not share it with your roommates. It is personal. So pick something that you're going to remember. And this is, again, something that you're going to use to open your unit door. You're going to want to review any immunization requirements that the university has. And remember the payment deadline for the university, which is August 30th. And this payment deadline is for everything. Meal plans, housing, fees, tuition, everything is due by August 30th. If you have questions about payment plans or anything like that, you're going to want to reach out to the bursar's office. All payments are done through Owl Express, which means that the bursar's office is in charge of all of those payments. And so if you have questions about payment plans or what kind of payment methods you can use, reach out to the bursar's office. If you are planning to bringing a car to campus, you will need to purchase a residential parking permit. So a lot of residents have asked us well, I'm already living on campus, so I can just bring my car. Yeah, but you need to register a parking permit or you will get ticketed. And so you'll be able to select between different parking permits, whether it's north, south, Marietta, and you will park in the designated areas for your community. Optional is always enrolling in renter's insurance, but we highly recommend this.
Can't say it enough. If you are living on campus, please look into renter's insurance, either through your parent or guardian's homeowner policy, car policy. Just look into it. It is often very cheap, very economical, but can protect you and your belongings. If something were to happen in your time in on-campus housing, we are not responsible for replacing any lost, damaged, or stolen items during your course of on-campus life. So please get that renter's insurance. That will protect you and your belongings.
Yeah, I think a lot of students are well, I take care of my stuff, but you can't speak for your neighbors.
Right.
And so sometimes it's better to just plan ahead just in case something happens. I mean, that's why we have insurance, but highly recommend enrolling in some renters insurance, and then checking our packing list. So we have a full packing list posted on our website in the pre-arrival checklist portion. It is very detailed. It talks about what we recommend you bring, what we recommend you leave at home, and the do not bring list. And so please review that. Some of the common questions that we get asked are like, can we bring hot plates? No, because we don't allow anything with open heat sources. Can I bring my lizard? No. You can bring a gallon, a fish tank. It has to be 10 gallons or less. Fish are allowed, but no lizards or hamsters or guinea pigs.
Or turtles.
Or turtles.
It's a fish. A fish, gills, breathes underwater. That's what you can have.
That's right.
10 gallons or less.
That's it.
And we have a size limit because, if that were to break, 10 gallons of water isn't too bad. Anything bigger than that is going to cause a lot of damage.
Yeah. And so please review that. It's, again, listed in our packing list. You're going to want to make sure that you review that before coming to campus. And then we have a great partnership with our campus marketing, or OCM, where you can purchase linens and bedroom decor with them. They have some awesome options, very trendy styles available, and so we've got a link for them on our website as well. You're definitely going to want to check that out. And then before coming to campus, we highly recommend all students to receive their COVID-19 vaccination. And if they haven't received it yet and are wanting to, the Student Health Services actually provides them for free. And so you can go and get a COVID-19 vaccine at any of the locations. We've got 3 locations, 2 on the Kennesaw campus, 1 in Marietta, where you can receive a free COVID-19 vaccine. It is not mandatory, but it is highly recommended to keep yourself safe and your neighbors safe as well. And so lots of things that we talked about. Pre-arrival checklist is really important. So again, please make sure that you are reviewing that. It is listed on our website, ksuhousing.kennesaw.edu. And now we're going to transition into actual move-in information, starting off with some special populations of students that are going to be moving in early.
Yes, so big move-in weekend is August 12th through the 14th, like Catherine said, but there are 3 special groups that we allow to move in early. The first and foremost is our inaugural freshman first flight class who are living on the Marietta campus right now. If you filled out the form online that you've asked for an early arrival and an early move-in to your fall assignment, your move-in date is going to be Friday, August 6th. Now, we do need you to fill out that form. If you don't know where to get that, we can submit that through Talon One. You can email ksuhousing@kennesaw.edu and get that form to you. So this is our first time with Freshman First Flight. Super excited to have you guys move in on August 6th. And then marching band, our marching owls out there are going to move in on Saturday, August 7th. And they have specific time slots in the housing portal as well. We are waiting on a few updated lists from that group, but we have most students tagged. So when you log into the housing portal, you'll see the Marching Owls signups. And then our women who are going through sorority recruitment, they'll move in on Monday, August 9th and Tuesday, August 10th. And again, same thing, we have you all tagged in our housing portal. And when you log in and click on that Schedule My Arrival, you will see your available times for those early move-ins. Again, you have to be pre-registered with either Panalytic Recruitment, that Marching Owls, or be in that First Flight program who have submitted that early move-in form. More information is on our websites. There should be some QR codes on the screen right now if you want to snap one of those or scan it. This is being recorded, so you can always come back to this, but our website is a great resource, ksuhousing.kennesaw.edu.
Yeah, and so move-in for these populations will look a little bit different. Since they're moving in early, they're going to have specific check-in locations and places that they need to go. And so please make sure that you are reviewing your student email and our website to keep up with all of the information for this specific population.
That's a great point, Catherine, is KSU student email.
Yes.
Please, this is the time of year. If you haven't been checking it at all this summer, start checking it regularly. The emails for early move-in information are going to be going out soon. I know we're pulling all that information together, so be on the lookout for that in addition to our website.
Absolutely, yeah. And in addition to checking your email, we have some great resources available on our website for you to make the move-in process seamless, and one of them being our 2021 move-in guide. And so this guide is for anyone that is moving in on regular move-in weekend, August 12th through 14th. It is on our website right now, and it is an interactive PDF that you will be able to open up and really read it like a book. It's like a flip book. I want to give a shout out to our graphic designer Kata, who did such an amazing job putting together all of these materials, and I'm in love with that cover. I think it's amazing. And so I really encourage you to go to our website right now. You can scan the QR code on the screen, and it will take you to our website where you can access the move-in guide. This is something that you will want to probably print out and use it. It's got some really important steps for you in there. It's going to talk about packing tips. It's going to talk about day of logistical information, check-in locations, move-in events are in there. And so lots of really comprehensive information is on this guide. So you're going to want to read this very, very carefully. And then, based on this information is in the guide, it's also listed on our website, obviously. But it's going to give you a great overview. And if you don't want to read the guide, we're going to talk about it right now. So you can come and watch this video over and over if you want to. But I mostly recommend that you read the guide after this video. But we will start talking about move-in day logistical information. And so let's talk about check-in. Let's start there.
Yes.
What does the day start like?
So a move-in is really broken out into two very big pieces. You have check-in and then you have unloading. So we're going to break it out into those two big functions. So check-in is actually something we're very, very proud of. We've been doing it a little bit differently than a lot of other colleges and universities for 7 or 8 years now. We actually have a drive-through check-in process. And so all that happens at the check-in portion is students will receive their bedroom door key and then they'll be ushered out into the unloading zones. You'll see some maps on your screen right now. Definitely recommend reviewing those maps. If you've never visited campus before or aren't super familiar, we are going to have a ton of signage on campus. It's going to be virtually impossible to get lost. We'll have a lot of volunteers out there helping direct you, but please review the move-in maps. They're available on our website. Recommend downloading them to your Google Maps or your phone or whatever you might have.
Yeah, and the way that it's going to work is, we've got maps for students and we've got maps for parents and guests. And the reason that we do that is because if you're bringing 2 cars to campus, ideally a student will be in one of those cars and then the parent or guest will be in the other car, and that parent or guest car will not come through the check-in process so that we can keep that going as quickly as possible. Yeah. And so the students will go into the website, select the student icon, and it will open up another landing page that has every community on campus listed. So let's say that you're a student living in KSU Place. So you will click KSU Place and it will open up a specific map for KSU Place, and it will take you through your check-in location and then all the way to your unloading zone. And so it's very thorough. It also has some great landmarks pointed out in these maps, and then we have the same corresponding maps for our parents and guests. And so parents will select the parent icon. It will take them to a landing page that has parent maps. You will select your students' community, and then it will take you directly to your students' unloading zone.
Yes, exactly. Very helpful. I mean, we've broken it out, so you just need to know if you're a student or a parent and which community you're living in, and then the rest is handled for you. It's just handed to you on a little platter like that.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about the different campuses right now. So we'll first focus on the Kennesaw campus. The central parking deck is the check-in location for all students, regardless of where you're living. So when you go to the website and you click, I'm a student, I'm living in a community on the Kennesaw campus, it's going to direct you to the central parking deck. In the parking deck, you're going to come up a couple floors and hand us your Talon card. And if, like Catherine said earlier, if you haven't already picked up your Talon card, you'll have to show a government-issued photo ID to receive your Talon card, and then we'll give you the key to your bedroom, and you'll be greeted by a ton of great staff. Clayton and Jacob will be in there with smiling faces, and then you'll be wound back out the central deck to the exit, and then again, you'll see a ton of signage that will direct you one of 3 directions depending on which community you're going to be living in. So that's the Kennesaw campus in a nutshell. Marietta campus, again, like Catherine said, for Kennesaw, students only in the central deck. So if you're only bringing one vehicle for move-in, make sure your student is in that vehicle and they go through the central parking deck to get their bedroom door key.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the unloading zone without having done check-in first, you can't do anything.
You can't get in.
Yeah,
right.
so I mean, your door will be locked. And so you might be, if you already have your Talon card, you might be able to get inside your unit, but you won't be able to get inside your room.
Right. The Marietta campus, all parents and students will come through the main entrance right there on Polytechnic Way, I believe is the name of the road, and we'll bring you into a gigantic parking lot. And then we are going to be looking to separate vehicles that have students and vehicles that have parents only in them. So students will be ushered through a tent. Same thing, you'll show your Talon card, you'll receive your check-in packet with your bedroom door key. If you haven't received your Talon card, we'll give it to you there in that parking lot as well. And then you'll rejoin your parent or guardian at the end of the check-in process, and y'all can go to your unloading zones and start unloading your cars. And that's when the fun begins. So that's the check-in portion. The unloading portion, we have a lot of information on our website about it. But if you're a Kennesaw campus parent or guardian, you will go directly to the unloading zone. Your student will go through check-in. Marietta campus, you'll go through everything together. But in the unloading zone, we have these gigantic bins that we rent from a company called Tag-A-Box.
You can't miss them.
You can't miss them. They're bright green, sometimes bright blue. But we allow parents and families and students to rent these from us for free. You just are going to have to give us some sort of ID card as collateral so we know who you are, a cell phone number, some way for us to get in touch with you, because we only allow these to be given out for an hour at a time, because we can't rent 4,500 of them. We actually only have 200, if that gives you some idea of bins versus number of students. We have 200 bins total for both campuses. And so that's why we have been strongly suggesting bringing your own dollies, your own wagons, anything that you have that might be able to help carry goods and belongings in, bring that with you, because the bins are a hot commodity on move-in.
Yeah, and so something else that might be really helpful during your unloading process is to unpack your boxes before you come to campus. Now, what we mean by that is if you are purchasing a new mini fridge, or you're purchasing a microwave, or whatever you're bringing that comes in a box with styrofoam, we recommend taking it out of that. And the reason we're saying that is, one, it's gonna save you a ton of trips to the dumpster.
Yes.
It helps us maintain the trash level a little lower. And so the thing is, we start the day at 9, and by 11, that dumpster is just like overflowing. And so we want to help Caleb.
Caleb, if you're listening, this is all for you.
This is for you,
Caleb. We talked about this beforehand. We are going to have cardboard and styrofoam recycling available on site.
Yes.
But the volume of trash over the years has just grown exponentially.
Yeah, it really has.
So please just unpack your stuff at home, throw it in your normal trash cycle. That would help out tremendously.
Yeah, and one of the things that we always say to students is remember to pack light.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to be going home at some point. You don't need to bring your entire closet with you. Just bring what you need and you'll be fine, we promise. And so you don't need your whole entire wardrobe.
And there's stores in a very close proximity to both
right.
campuses. You can buy whatever you might need. We'll talk about the market a little bit later. Sorry for the spoiler.
Yeah. And then after you're finished unloading, please remember to move your vehicle from the unloading zone up in the deck so that you can make space for the next person. Really, with move-in, we want everyone to have a really awesome experience. And so that takes a little bit on your part too, to remember to be courteous to your neighbors that are also moving in, and remembering that we are trying to keep this process going as smooth as we can. And so just remember to pack light, try to take as much stuff out of boxes as you can, so that we can keep this process going. And so we're gonna take a quick pause because we have talked about a ton of information.
Yes, a lot.
So we're gonna take a few questions, maybe 3 or 4 questions from our off-camera moderator, and then we'll keep going with some other information that we feel is important.
Okay, hey everyone. Thank you so much for your questions that you're posting in the comments on both Facebook and YouTube. We are monitoring them. We've already gotten several, so keep those coming in. We probably won't get to all of these, but we will do our best to cover as many as we can. Also, shout out to Lee Angie. She commented and said, welcome and congratulations to the new students and parents. KSU makes the process so smooth. So,
thank you.
So Lee, it sounds like you've been through this process before with us, and so that feedback is really helpful and tells us that we're doing a good job, and hopefully we'll continue to impress you this year.
That's right.
So we'll just ask 3 questions right now, and then we will come back and continue to ask questions towards the end of the event as well. So the first question was from someone about renter's insurance. Mm-hmm. They were wondering if they can use their homeowner's insurance and just be added onto that. And I feel like that process is pretty simple, but could you explain that to us?
Sure. I'm not an insurance expert.
Me neither.
I would definitely recommend calling your insurance company, your insurance agent, just to make sure that your students' belongings are covered in the domicile or a building that is not your residential home, just to make sure that everything is safe and secure. There are companies out there. I'm going to say the name of it. There's no relationship between us and this company. It's a company called Lemonade.com.
I was just about to say Lemonade.
Lemonade is a company that specializes in college student renter insurance or renter's insurance in general.
It's so affordable.
So affordable, so easy. It's probably less than $100
We should look for a sponsorship.
for a year. We really should. Next year, sponsored by Lemonade.
That's right.
So I hope that's probably not the greatest answer. I would definitely recommend checking with your company to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this question came to us from YouTube a couple times. Upper class students are just wanting to make sure they don't have to upload a photo for their talent card if they already have a talent card. Can you guys reiterate that?
Correct. So if you already have a talent card, whether that means you're an upper class student or you already picked up your talent card as a new first year student, you do not need to submit a photo. Your talent card is good for the amount of time that you are here. And so, you know, you're gonna take that picture as a first year student and as a fourth year student, you're still gonna have that same picture as long as you don't lose your card. So as long as you have an active talent card that you can use, you do not need to submit a photo or get a new one.
Yes.
All right, this will be our last question until the end, and we'll come back and ask several more questions. And this one might be touchy.
Okay.
And it's why are LED strips not allowed this year?
We have a good answer.
Oh, Caleb, I really hope you're watching. So LED light strips, the hot new item for this past year.
They're cute.
They're great. My kids have them. They love them. Change colors. It's awesome. At Move Out in May, we realized that the tape or sticky part on the back side of those LED strips rips the paint off of our walls in our bedrooms. So we went into these rooms and we would notice at the top, right along the top, sometimes down the side, is just paint tears all the way down. And we couldn't figure it out until we walked into a room where a student started taking it off and then just gave up because the paint was tearing. And we are having to charge students back a very significant amount of money, upwards of $150 to $200 per room, to make those repairs and get that fixed. So please don't bring those this year. We know they're super cool, but please just...
There are other options.
There are other options.
Yeah, so look for some other options that you can hang with like a command hook and something that has a low tack on it so that when you remove it, you know, you can gently do it and it won't strip the paint, and you can hang lights. We've seen a lot of students do that. So there are other options out there. We know you love them. But you know, to be honest, a lot of our students are just ripping them off the walls. You can't reuse them after that anyways because it's
Right.
got paint stuck on them.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
And it really just did a ton of damage on our walls.
Yes, please don't bring those.
No, but
And
look
if you
for
do,
alternatives.
if you do decide to bring them, just know that we're going to charge you for the repairs for the damages done to our walls.
Yeah, but good.
No, now I think it's time for our super secret.
Is it time?
It's time.
I think it might be time.
So if you are watching right now and you are not following us on Instagram, our Instagram is @HousingKSU, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes I get it confused with the website because the website is KSU Housing.
Yes.
But it's
Yeah, yeah.
@HousingKSU. And what I want you to do is I want you to send us a DM on Instagram that says the word journey. Only students. Parents, don't DM us,
Not
please.
eligible.
You can't win the prize. Because if you do that, then you will be eligible. And if we have a ton of people, we can't do everyone, but we will try to pick as many winners as possible. And we will message you to win some exclusive move-in giveaways. Now, what is in these exclusive move-in giveaways? Well, first you're gonna get this handy dandy box, and inside there is a pennant flag with our branding for our campaign. There are stickers that are exclusive for move-in. This looks like a regular cassette, but it's not. It's a Bluetooth speaker.
Do the students know what a cassette even is?
No, they don't.
I don't know.
They don't even know what that is.
We were talking about retro, nostalgic. Catherine found this Bluetooth speaker that looks like a cassette tape.
And it's really nice. It sounds great. It's got great quality, something that you could definitely put in your room while you're cleaning, because you do have to clean your own room.
And
Spoiler.
Catherine, what is this on the bottom here? What
Oh,
is this little-
that's our Spotify playlist for Move It. You guys, I'm so excited about this campaign. So if you go on our website right now, you can play our playlist on Spotify. But if you get one of these, you can also scan it and play it in your room. You will also receive one of these awesome cups that when you put cold water in, it changes colors, turns blue. It's awesome. I was playing with it today.
She drank out of it just
I
before
know
the
I
show.
did. And then the last, piece is one of our awesome move-in t-shirts for students. And so these are branded with the campaign. You will obviously get one in your size, but these are very limited quantities. Not every student is going to be able to receive one. So if you want one, DM us on Instagram. The keyword is journey.
Journey. That's
Journey.
it. Hashtag journey or just journey?
Just journey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
just journey.
Now,
I'm really excited about this.
if everyone watching can't tell already, we are so excited for Move-In. We're
really are.
16 days away today,
Oh.
and we, yeah, a little
I
heartburn.
just got a little scared.
Little heartburn, but it's going to be great. It's been a long year. It's been a long 2 years for everybody, and so we are so excited to have a return to normal and have just a blowout move-in experience for everybody.
Yeah, so there's going to be lots of fun and exciting surprises at Move-In. There's something that we've been working on that we're really excited for our students to enjoy and participate in. I'm not going to tell you what it is because you'll get to see it on Move-In Day. So as we keep talking about this, we've talked about all of the logistical kind of information about Move-In. But once you're here, after you've unloaded, you're going to start getting your room ready. And we gave you a packing list, but we know that sometimes you forget things on the packing list. And don't worry, we have you covered. And so the market is going to be open, and we actually have a brand new location, which is very conveniently located in University Village 5000, which is on the north side of campus, close to our first year communities here on the Kennesaw campus. And they're gonna have everything that you need really for those last minute things. So hangers and power strips or random things that you might have forgotten, or snacks.
Yes. Lots of snacks.
Such good snacks.
I bought a Body Armor drink from there today. It was great. They have great clothing as well.
Yeah, so they also have a few items from the bookstore there. And so a really great place, one-stop shop for any of those last minute essentials that you need. Again, we have a brand new location in University Village 5000 on the Kennesaw campus, as well as the regular location, which is in the Student Center next to Talon 1. And on the Marietta campus, that location is going to be opening again, and it is right next to the housing office, or R10. So right near, so those students moving into Howell Hall,
it's right there.
it's just a short walk away. And so really excited about that. You're also going to have a welcome folder in your room. You want to show it to them?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this is our welcome folder. Notice how the theme matches everything.
It's very cohesive.
This is empty right now, but when you move in, this is going to be full of a ton of very helpful information. Recommend reading it cover to cover.
Absolutely.
We're going to give you everything you might need.
Yeah, and so that welcome newsletter that is going to be in there is going to be really important for you to read, and it's going to cover information such as where are those dumpsters located that's really important. A cleaning guide for you, information about roommate agreements that's going to be coming up, and more. And so you're going to want to make sure that you're reading that carefully. It's also going to have a laundry flyer in there. And so we know that a lot of you first year students coming in for the first time probably have never done a load of laundry by yourself. And so welcome to adulthood.
Yes.
The good thing is the machines are free to use. Bring your own detergent, and it'll show you exactly step by step on how to use those machines. And inside your room, there's also going to be important information like the emergency information magnet. And so every unit is going to have a magnet that has emergency contact information. We really hope that you never have to use one of these numbers, but in case you do, we want to make sure that you have it readily accessible, and it will be somewhere visible in your unit. And it's going to have contact information for the university police, your RA on call, maintenance, Talon 1, and then also a partnership that we have with Wellbeing KSU, that they have a 24-hour, 365, 7 days a week mental health hotline that you can call. And so please know that you are never alone. Our staff is here for you, and if you are going through something, we want to know about it. We want to help you, and so that number is also going to be available on that magnet. And so please make sure that you are aware of where that is, that you can locate that and use that in case of an emergency. And then your RA or your resident assistant is going to be a great resource for you when you get to campus. I know our RAs are jazzed about this year. They're starting training
Today.
The
senior RAs just moved in on Monday. They started training today.
Yeah, and so your RAs are going through extensive training for the next basically 2 weeks, where they're going to be getting a lot of in-depth information that they need to know to be great resources for you guys. They're going to be introducing themselves to you before in an email. They're going to be sharing that contact information. A lot of them set up group me's, and so please make sure that you are connecting with your RA, getting important information from them, and go to their events that they host. They host a lot of great programs, so make sure that you are getting active and connecting with your RAs. That was a lot of information.
Yeah.
I need to breathe.
You want me to talk about the next part?
Yeah, please.
Okay, great. On Move-In Weekend, you're going to have a ton of people ready and willing to help you with anything that you might need. First and foremost, we have these things called hoot booths.
Absolutely.
Which are stations set up. They're located in every housing community, and the staff members who will be there can answer pretty much any question about KSU in general, or move-in, or housing. Really any question you might have, your hoot booth might be your first stop.
Yeah, and the hoot booth is something that you're also going to see as the school year begins, because they will be staffed by enrollment services staff. We'll also have housing staff there to answer housing questions. But like Chris said, any KSU questions that you might have, they're going to be a one-stop shop.
Definitely. They're going to be able to answer pretty much anything you might can throw at them on Move-In Weekend.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but Wi-Fi is included when you live here.
What? I have to pay for Wi-Fi
No.
in my own house.
Well, you should live here.
So we have a third-party company that provides our wireless internet to on-campus housing. It's a company called Apogee. This is all that they do, is provide internet to campus housing. They're fantastic. We're going on year 3 with them, and they have, same thing, 24/7, 365 customer service help. We have 2 staff representatives, one in Kennesaw, one in Marietta. They're going to give you a link to a connection guide. It is pretty seamless, pretty flawless for most students. But if you need help, there's a phone number you can call. All that information will be in this beautiful welcome folder when you move in, if you need any assistance. If you move into your room and there's something that's not quite perfect for you, we have the ability for you to put in a maintenance request through the housing portal. You can't see it right now because it only shows up after you've checked in, but you'll see a maintenance tab that shows up in that gold menu bar. And there's a really quick and easy way to put in a work order if something's wrong. On Move-In Weekend, you can also contact your RA, like Catherine said. You can visit anybody who's wearing a shirt that looks like this. Catherine's wearing one of our move-in shirts, says staff in the back. Anybody that's wearing that can generally help you with anything that you might have on Move-In Weekend. We're also going to have other support offices, like card services will be there. The market staff will be there. There's a lot of people that help put Move-In on and make it a great experience.
And we don't forget about parents.
And parents.
Parent-family programs will also be there.
Sharon, you're
Sharon,
amazing.
we love you.
Yes. Yes, parent-family programs will be there.
Yeah, Sharon will be there with her boohoo woohoo tent, and she'll be giving out tissues and giving you moral support as you leave your babies in our nest. And so we have so much support on Move-In Day.
Yes.
And we're just so excited. And really, any staff member is going to be happy to answer your question. And we want to invite 2 very special guests.
Speaking of staff members.
That's right.
They've been laughing at each other in the back of the room here. It's great to have them finally on camera.
So we want to welcome 2 of our Residence Life team members. I'll let them introduce themselves, but really they're here to share some awesome information about move-in events and more. And so introduce yourself, guys.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, my name is Danny Everett, and I am a community coordinator. We can talk more about what that means later for KSU Place, or as we like to call it, KP, the place to be.
Wow, a phrase.
Oh, the challenge.
There's like a rivalry.
Yeah.
So my name is Juan Pozo, and I am the community coordinator, same as Danny, over in the Marietta campus, and I oversee the Howell Residence Hall, which is newly renovated,
That's right.
and the university column. So
I'm sorry, is there he had KP as the place to be. What if it's Howell Hall, the best of all?
Ooh.
hold on.
Write that down. Write that down. Gotta use that.
Right, yeah.
Putting that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So move-in does not end when you put your stuff in your room. We've got some amazing events planned for you guys. And so I definitely want, you guys to kick it off and tell us a little bit about what our students and families can expect.
Yeah, we do have some amazing events. As Chris talked about before, it's been a tough couple years, and so we really want to just blow things out of the water. Anything we've done before, we're going bigger and better, and that's all going to kick off with our very first event, which is the Silent Disco. That is on Thursday, August 12th from 7 to 9 p.m. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, hey, Danny, wait a second. Silent disco, that sounds like an oxymoron. I see you out there, my future English majors.
What is that?
It is, I suppose, an oxymoron. If you aren't familiar with the concept of a silent disco, it's pretty simple. It's just like a regular dance or party, except everyone is listening to the music in their own set of headphones. Now, there's a couple really cool things about that. Juan, what's the worst thing about going to a regular dance?
That's a good one. I think I would say like the music, you know, like some walk music, like, oh, hold on, that's not my
You
style.
don't vibe with it.
Exactly, like,
Right,
oh.
yeah, a song comes on and you're like, I
gotta go.
don't want to do this. You head to the snack table, whatever. You don't have to worry about that at a silent disco because you can tune into one of 3 DJs who are going to be playing their music. So if you're not crazy about one song, you can tune into the next. Juan, what's something else that you don't love about dances?
Well, like feeling like self-conscious or like I can't be myself or like being the community that I
Let
want to be.
loose.
Yes, like I can't, you know.
You're not able to let loose, a little worried about what people think of you. What's really cool is when you got these headphones on, it kind of transports you to this magical, private, solo concert experience. And so you are able to let loose, you're able to, it kind of allows you to just like, release your inhibition.
Oh.
Feel the way of your
That's exactly
Wow.
I love that.
Wow. I hope you guys actually dance and take videos so I can see
Oh,
it.
of course.
Yeah, I have to see this in action. Now,
Absolutely.
will there be singing on Moving Day from you two?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, great.
And
Always
Marietta.
sing.
Yes.
So maybe run the other way. I'm just kidding. What else can students expect?
Of course, so over in the Marietta campus, we have our laser tag event on Saturday, the August 14th from 5 to 9. And Danny, basically imagine a maze that just dropped in the middle of campus and you get to play laser tag with your friends and kind of like build that new community with your residents that you just met. People that are strangers at the beginning, right? And you get to create those amazing connections. When's the last time you've been to laser tagging, Danny?
Yesterday.
Really?
Pew pew.
This is true. Were you really at laser tag yesterday?
Yes.
I worry. But that's not it. We definitely have a lot more events. So on Sunday, August 15th, we have 2 major events happening. So we have freshman convocation for the freshmen. And basically, we're going to take them over in buses in Marietta campus and over also in the North Hub. And we'll take them over to the Fifth Third Bank Stadium for them to have their first time as a class to come together and like kind of see like, what does it feel like to come back and be one? And what I love about that for me is when I was in undergrad, that was the first place we were all together and also the last place we were all together,
Oh,
right?
wow.
Because we graduated there, we started there, like it's just like a full circle and I love that. And this year we'll be taking like a class picture, which we know last year we couldn't do that.
Yeah, I've heard
so
some
we're
really cool
super
plans
excited.
for that.
Yes,
So you
I
don't
am
want to
so
miss
excited.
it.
I'll be there. Of course. And we are prepping the RAs to also be there with the residents and kind of cheer them up and just be part of that excitement. So we're super excited.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and at the same time, fun fact, we have our community cookout happening on the south area for the Kennesaw campus and over in Marietta as well for our upperclassmen. And basically think of, Danny, like a tailgate, right? Food. What's the first part about tailgate for you?
Definitely the food. I'm a big hot dog guy. Love those hot dogs.
But there's burgers. There's a lot of options, so be on the lookout for
Let
that.
us know in the comments. Hot dogs or burgers?
Yeah.
Right.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? That's a question I've
Oh,
been
God.
asked before.
Those are
Answer
fighters.
again in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it, Danny?
Not even close.
Oh,
The next week on August 16th, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
First
I
day of
want
school.
Yes, on the first day of school. Mark it in your calendars. In all 3 of the areas that we have, we're going to be handing out free, that's right, I said free Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwiches to everyone. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day. So you're gonna want to make sure that you get a sandwich to start out your classes strong the first day of school. And then if you're a freshman and you're like, hey, that community cookout with the hot dogs and the burgers, that sounds really fun. I wish I could do that, but I'm just gonna be a freshman. Well, guess what? We've got freshman community cookouts coming as well. And so that's great. Lots of great food, lots of great people. You can maybe catch up with people that you sat next to at convocation, or maybe you're not crazy about those people. You can find new people. So it's a great way to just kind of kick off the year and start meeting. Maybe you have some friends from high school who are going to be here. Maybe you're kind of starting out totally fresh. It's a great way to start making those connections.
Absolutely. I really want you guys to tell us a little bit more about your roles also. So you talked about being community coordinators. What does that mean?
Yeah, so basically, Juan and I and the other community coordinators here on campus, we have teams of RAs, and our job is to serve and enrich your time during campus. So we help you stay safe, we help you have fun, and we help you grow and develop during your time with us on campus. Would you have anything to add, Juan?
Yeah, I think the most important part of our role, right, would be to get you engaged and define what engagement means to you. I think that's the most important part, right?
Yeah.
We want you to come, stay, get engaged, and graduate. That's honestly part of the mantra. So I would love for you to like be part of those events that we have. The events do not stop at move-in. That's only the beginning. The first 6 weeks and throughout the entire semester is packed with different events at different areas. So please look forward to that. So I'm super excited for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. I love your energy. Please look out for these two on Move-In Day. If you see
Yes.
them, say hi.
Yes, have a hot dog with Danny, hamburger with one.
That's right. And
And
we'll
sing
see
along.
who wins in the hamburger hot dog wars in the comments at some point. So
Marietta.
very
you both.
exciting. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And we're going to transition now into our Q&A at the end of this event. We're going to start taking more of your questions now. We know that you probably have a few.
Right.
And so we're going to go ahead and start taking some of those questions now.
All right, thanks everyone who's continued to share comments. We've got plenty of questions, and if we don't get to all of your questions, we will definitely give you resources for how you can get those answers at the end of this event. So
Great.
we're just going to go back and forth between people who have asked questions on Facebook and on YouTube. So if we haven't asked your question live, don't get too frustrated. I promise we will do our best to ask it. So the first question, and it's been asked a couple times on Facebook, is can we bring personal electric scooters to the residence halls to use? I'm assuming they mean outside, but are they allowed on campus?
Wow, that's a first.
I think so.
I don't know that I've ever been asked. So a personal electric scooter, I'm a little out of touch. Tiffany calls me not hip.
I mean, there's scooters that have like little motors on them. So it's like
Yeah.
a regular scooter.
I'm
My first guy's to say yes.
I'm gonna say yes. You can have those outside of the building.
Don't ride them down the hallways.
Please do not use them inside the building. You can't, if it's, I guess if it's electric, there's no gas or anything, but I would say you have to store it outside, can't be stored inside the building. That is
You
something.
probably store it in your room, but don't ride it through the hallways because if it's electric, it probably needs to be charged.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
So don't ride it in the hallways. You can definitely ride it around campus. You'll probably need to park it once you go to class outside. I don't think they're gonna let you bring it inside.
Yeah,
So
this
you know
could-
what? That's kind of a hard question. We'll look into that
this
for
could
you.
be the LED light strip of 2122. Yeah, something that
That's
we
right.
ban next
We were like,
year.
yeah, bring them.
I don't know.
We'll look
Along
into
with-
that for you. And
Along with hoverboards? Yeah. Okay, great. Next question. This is along the LED lights. It's about wallpaper and nails. Is wallpaper temporary or permanent wallpaper allowed? And to go along with that, a similar question is what about small nails for like picture frames or things like that?
Sure. Yeah, this is a question we get pretty often. I'll answer it by saying choose wisely. Any modifications you make to the room or damage that you make to the room will be the responsibility of the student at move out. I've seen students use contact paper instead of wallpaper. It has a very light adhesive instead of something that would pull our drywall off or pull our paint off. Push pins and nails are fine to use as long as you fill those holes when you move out. If we walk into your room after you move out in May and we can't tell that you had nails or wallpaper up, that's the best case scenario. So that's my advice on that one. Use light adhesive, as few holes in the walls as possible, unless you plan to fill and make it right at the time of move out.
yeah, the rule is basically you need to leave your room the way you found it.
Yes,
So
like a Boy Scout. Leave no trace, I think is part of the motto.
We think. All right. What's the plan for meal plans during move-in? We had a question about when they start and how that whole thing works. And Catherine, you probably best to speak to
yeah,
that.
absolutely. So I got an answer for you. And so your actual meal plan begins on Sunday, August 15th. So that is when student meal plans will actually become active and you will have your full access plan and your dining dollars. However, we know that there are going to be students that are moving in between Thursday and that Saturday, and dining really wanted to make sure that they were still able to service these students and they had a great on-campus experience while they're here, especially if you're moving in on a Thursday. You've got those full 3 days or 2 days before your meal plan actually begins. And so every residential student that is moving on campus between those days, between August 12th and the 14th, is going to receive 6 complimentary entries into the dining hall. And so those are 6 free entries that you get to have because dining gifted them to you, basically, that you'll be able to use between that Thursday and that Saturday. Once that Saturday hits, those will be gone, and your regular meal plan will begin on Sunday. And so the dining halls will be open starting on Thursday, August 12th, which is the first day of move-in on the Kennesaw campus, and then on August 13 and 14, both the Commons on the Kennesaw campus and Stingers on the Marietta campus will be open. Our quick service options like Moe's, Starbucks, Chick-fil-A are not open for the period of time, and they will not open until the first day of school, which is August 16th. So on the first day of school, August 16th, all of the dining options will be available on both campuses. I hope that answers your question.
All right, this question is more of a general question, but I think we can get specific with it. What COVID restrictions are in place for move-in? And I think speak to the guest policy again, because I think that question came up a couple times. How many guests are allowed? Are we enforcing the guest policy? Questions around that. It would be great to revisit some of that.
Yeah, like we mentioned at the start, we want the experience to be great for everybody. 4,500 students moving in, we're asking students to limit the number of guests coming into 2 to 3 per student, just so that we can minimize the number of people. As Catherine said, our hallways get a little crowded when there's a lot of people walking around. We don't have any mask requirement. The University System of Georgia did away with the mask requirement on campus, and so there are no masks required on campus. That's really all I can think of right now.
If anything were to change based on any guidance that we receive from the Board of Regents, the University System of Georgia, then we would need to adhere to those, and we would communicate those via student email, our website. And so as of right now, we do not have a mask mandate. We do encourage students to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. It's absolutely free for our students here on campus if that's something that you are interested in doing. But right now we are following the guidances that we have been given. If something were to change, then we would be updating you all with that change. But as always, if you feel safer wearing a mask, absolutely wear one. And we'll have our staff following the guidances that we've been given at this time.
All right, next question. This has also been asked a few different times. It's about the wait list. So what advice do we have for students who are on the wait list right now, whether they're a first-year student or an upper class student, and what is the process for placing students even after move-in?
Love to answer this question.
I'm glad you do.
Yes. The wait list this year, we rely on student cancellations to offer rooms to students on the wait list. We are trying to get students to cancel who might just not show up for move-in. We sent out the waitlist interest form a couple weeks back. We've done 2 rounds we've removed about 250 students from the different wait lists that we have who said, no, don't want to be on there anymore. So we are trying our darndest to help students out and get you off of that wait list. At this time, I just tried to scratch my head. We are planning on August 2nd to send everything to print that we need to print for move-in. And I would not anticipate us doing any placements after that date for the wait list. We're just sort of taking a pause so that we can get all of our move-in envelopes printed. So there's not going to be a lot of movement between the 2nd and the 16th. On move-in day, on the first day of classes, August 16th at 9 a.m., if a student has an on-campus room and they did not show up for move-in, by 9 a.m. on the first day of classes, we're dropping them from their room. And then we are going to start reaching out immediately on the first day of classes to students on the wait list to try to get you booked on a room and get you moved onto campus that first week of classes. So I know telling you to be patient is hard. It's hard. It's hard what we do and what y'all are going through right now. But that first week of classes, the first 2 or 3 weeks of school, we're going to move fast and furious. Allison, Clayton, and Jacob and myself are going to be doing our darndest to get students cleared off of rooms and students off the wait list into rooms as quickly as we can. But after this week, there's not going to be a lot of movement, unfortunately.
Okay, great. When will they know their mailing address, and how does the mailing system work? How does postal work for students who live on campus?
That's available right now.
Yeah.
If you were to log into the housing portal right now, that gold menu bar we talk about all the time, you're going to see something that says personal info on there. And if you click on that, it's going to give you your specific campus mailing address along with your campus box number. All of our postal services are handled by a great team. There's a package center in the student center on either campus. You'll get your mail delivered there. They have these really slick lockers where you can scan a QR code and your specific locker will open up with your package inside. It's really fantastic. But you can look that up right now in the housing portal.
All right, great. Can students bring their own mini fridges for their rooms? We got the question about Howell Hall, but I think in general it's just a good question to ask for all of our communities.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Bring it.
We have had, I like to make this joke, but this is a true story. In Howell Hall, about 6 or 7 years ago, we had a father trying to wheel in a full-size refrigerator. I'm talking a 7-foot refrigerator into
Double
Howell Hall.
doors.
Yeah, I mean, it had an ice maker. I wish I had one at home. So mini fridges, totally fine. You can have one in your common area, one in your bedroom. A lot of students sometimes have to store medicine that is personal to them in their refrigerators, so recommend getting that. We're looking at a 4.3 cubic foot max, and if I were standing, that's about hip high.
It's like this high.
Yeah, it's about that high. Whether it's just a fridge or a fridge freezer combo, that's up to you, but 4.3 cubic feet is the maximum you could bring in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is going to be our last question for the night. I know that we did not get to everybody's questions in the comments, so we're going to do our best to answer those on Facebook. And for those watching on YouTube, if we did not get to your question, feel free to message us on Instagram and or reach out to the Talon One Service Center, which Catherine is going to share those resources. So this last question for you is, how do we find this recording of this event, and how do we find out about the move-in events?
Sure. So the recording for this event is going to be posted on the KSU Facebook page and on their KSU YouTube page. We've also shared it to the Housing and Residence Life page, so you can always go back and see it there. We will also post the recording on our website, so you can go and see it there. And so we will share it in multiple avenues. You can find more information about the move-in events in the move-in guide. It's actually one of the last pages, and it's got this really beautiful design that has all of the information for both campuses. And the events that they were talking about, a lot of them are going to be happening on both campuses at the same time. So every student, no matter what community, is going to have a really great experience during move-in. And so we really thank you for joining us this evening to talk about move-in. We are so jazzed about this year. We've got a lot of really awesome things planned. Like Tiffany said, if we did not get to your question, please reach out to us via our Instagram or our Facebook Messenger, or you can reach out to the Talon One Service Center. Their information is on the screen right now. Their phone number is listed, as well as their email, and our social handles are there as well. And I want to take this opportunity to plug our Capsule one more time.
Oh, yeah.
So Capsule is this new thing that we launched this year where you can record short videos to introduce yourself, share a little bit about yourself. Our staff has done some, our RAs have done some. We've shared some really great tips on there to get you prepared for move-in, but we would really love to meet you. So scan the QR code on the screen or go to our website. It's linked on there as well. Make your Capsule video. It's going to be posted on our website. We might share it on our social, but we really, really want to connect with you. Again, I dropped my paper. But again, don't forget the word journey to win some awesome prizes. Again, we really want to hear from you. We're looking forward to seeing you in August, and
This is the beginning.
this is just the beginning. That's right.
right.
We'll see you at Move-In Day. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.